Super Bowl Sunday. Good morning, everybody. What is poppin'? Today's stream needs no introduction, boys. We know what today is. It is the Super Bowl, and we're going to try to find some fire bets for it. Obviously, again, we're going to have to preface this like we always do, especially now, but we are, what, less than 7 hours away from the Super Bowl, meaning there are going to be very, very sharp lines. We're not going to find a ton of EV. We're not going to be betting really with the market at this point in time. However, it's okay because while we are always team market, we're always team do the right thing, and we do our best to do so. It's just not going to happen today. In a day like the Super Bowl, yeah, you want to make some smart bets and you want to have some great times, whatever. But today we're having fun. Today we were trying to hit a crazy long shot. Today we are not overextending our bankroll. Today we are just having a good time, putting some long shots out there and having a good one. AEC, happy Super Bowl Sunday, brother. Let's lock in some bangers. Happy Super Bowl Sunday to you. I appreciate you. Thank you for hopping on all season long. Your support has been much appreciated. Quick tweet out, and let's just dive into it. So again, we're gonna keep monitoring the EV screens. I've seen some things pop up like this Travion Henderson. I know his usage seems like it's going to be low, and it probably will be, but still, I mean, at Combi, this is still a pretty egregious price. So there will still be some things like this to get in and lock in, but we're definitely going to be finding more long shot stuff and try to lock in on some bigger plays here, some touchdown parlays. We're having fun today. We'll go to some fun markets and go from there. But we have some stuff to look at, clearly, at the very least. I mean, this is all MGM that went away, but some Darnold under past TDs, Diggs under Rex. This is actually an ARB to FanDuel right here, a very small one, but let's take a look at arbitrage. We can take a look at like kind of how the market is a bit far off here. Maybe it isn't an ARB, or FanDuel's odds moved. They definitely, because it was an ARB at one point. I like the Diggs over receiving yards at minus 102, but it has moved a bit. And from a stream perspective, now I'm going to talk about a play I haven't talked about yet. Now, to confirm for everybody who was there on Wednesday with Jake and I, the bets that I placed, I took the Seahawks on the money line, but I have convinced myself a lot over the course of this last couple of days here that I love the under. And I think that we have two just like great defensive-minded coaches going back and forth here. And then that when you have two quarterbacks, and like, yes, Drake May is like on the path to being very good. I'm not saying he's not. Obviously, Darnold deserves a lot of credit for everything he's done the last 2 seasons and this year. But we're not talking about Patrick Mahomes versus Josh Allen. We're not talking about even like, obviously Jalen Hurts isn't great, but we're not talking about like an offensive team with a great coach like the Eagles last year, as well as like a with the great OC last year. Obviously, the new one this year. Great run game and this amazing offensive line. Like, we're not talking about like either team on the offensive front being so dominant. We're actually talking about the exact opposite, either team being very dominant. So as you see, there is no 45.5 at Penny Bookmaker and Circa. It's actually at 45 at those two shops, and at Penny and Bookmaker. Where are their total odds here? I mean, they're all the way this low. Clearly not. But either way, I am betting this under. So there's a 110 at MGM, 110 at Caesar, whichever one you can get down on the most for. I know nobody likes sweating an under in a Super Bowl, or probably generally speaking ever. However, if you're part of this channel, you don't give a shit what you're sweating. You're just sweating bets with good EV. And I'm not going to sit here and claim that there's good EV on a Super Bowl game line total with limits, 2.4K of liquidity there at Novik, $846,000 at Kalshi, Circa at their 45 number, taking 33K in the total. So yes, I gotta get it on Caesars here. So let me log into my account, but I'm betting the under at 45.5. Part of me wanted to wait until like late tonight, like right before it kicked off, see if there like some over money came flying in from some unsophisticated bettors, and like maybe that could move the market a little tiny bit. Though we know, of course, that that kind of action doesn't really move the market. Screw it, I'm locking in now. So we're going for long shots and touchdowns, but we're starting off quickly with a minus 110 total here because I really do like the under. I've convinced myself that while the path for the over I see, and that could be poor special teams in terms of defense on both sides. You have Rashid Shaheed, who can get some crazy stuff going, as well as Marcus Jones, who can do some really good things in the return game, and Seattle's return defense not so great. Also, two quarterbacks who are definitely turnover susceptible to turnovers here, who I think that could obviously lead to short fields and some scoring opportunities and even some pick sixes. But end of the day, I do think that we're going to see that that like those opportunities happening are going to be fewer and far between. And I'm going with an under here. I just bet it in minus 110. I got it at Caesars. But let's pull up some FanDuel. I'm gonna pull up some Kalshi as well, because I, as a New Yorker, do not have access to bet on like MVP or anything without Kalshi. But we have Kalshi, so who cares? So we're gonna also take a look at some of these fun social markets on Kalshi as well. Pick the Odds does a great job offering some of them, but I want to look at some touchdown odds. So let's actually do this. We're gonna bet first touchdowns, of course. We have a first touchdown we bet on stream Wednesday, Kayshon Boutte with the boost that we were given. And we also have, again, like king of the end zone for both books. We have a bunch of boosts. We're ripping through everything, boys. So let's have a good time. Let's slow it down. Given QB's pro to mistakes, do you know books where you could take Drake May fumble? All I see is pick, which I don't love as much, but fumble feels likely. I like where your head's at. I actually really do like where your head's at. Fumble is not a prop offering that I'm aware of. Definitely not during the regular season. I'm going to do a quick search for you. No, so now there could be at books. Like let's just go to FanDuel quickly here. No alternate overs there. We're betting some unders here at 46, 45 and a half, excuse me. Let's check the search bar. Like this is the best bet right now is honestly just check your search bar on all your sports books to see. I would be very shocked though if there was a fumble market, not gonna lie. Though I think that honestly, guys, time continues to move on, or we eventually might see a fumble market. Probably very difficult to price and all that jazz, but no, unfortunately, don't think that there will be a fumble market for today. I'll do a search on Kalshi also. Might as well here. Fumble, no, the big game. Let's see, because like honestly, there's too many freaking props. The search bar has been my freaking best friend the last couple of days here for sports football. Of course, we're in pro football. Now we have again all these markets out the wazoo here. We have next year's markets, NFC Championship. Again, we will go through most of these. We'll be finding our best bets and the best odds, but let's take a step back here and let's just look at some touchdown odds. So on Wednesday, we did bet one lay of Shaheed anytime, as well as parlayed with who was it? It was Shaheed and Diggs. We have Shaheed and Diggs, SGP for a TD, but I also want to take some more two-leggers. Now, again, I do believe that this is an under waiting to happen this game. So maybe we can do some reverse correlation here on some plays. But let's just look at what the TD odds currently are at right now. So AJ Barner getting some love. Honestly, not too surprising. Austin Hooper, circa pretty low there. Byron Murphy, Carlton Davis. And also, let me pull up FanDuel and DraftKings. We have the king of the end zones here. So we're going to be utilizing those. We're going to be making bets. Let me just go and check the promos quickly. NFL, Super Bowl. Okay. We have the touchdown jackpot. Okay, done on FanDuel. That's all we got on FanDuel. Past the leg. I don't know what that means. I don't want to play around with that right now. Okay, so FanDuel touchdown jackpot. I mean, it's the best promo out there, so I guess that's worth it. And then DraftKings, I'm sure we'll have a bunch of promos. We already used one of them, and we know we have a king of the end zone there as well. So NFL, we have a Super Bowl boost, 30% on SGP. Okay, sure. We'll of course utilize that. King of the end zone as well for DraftKings. The rules are, is it still longest touchdown? Yes, it is longest touchdown. Okay, so this is where things are going to get interesting, and this is where I want to also like start right now. Where is Rashid Shaheed? For the obvious reason. This is there's a couple of guys here that I think fit this bill very easily. One actually is Boutte on some fade routes. I want to get some Boutte touchdown played. We have we don't even touchdown. Let's look at his receiving yards. So I'm going to write down quickly a short list here of guys I want to check back onto. We're going through this naturally, boys. Like obviously we all know like what we're already kind of like intrigued by and the players we kind of want to bet on and whatnot, but we're going to take our time here. Kyle Williams, of course, hasn't really had a left burn, but he is a deep threat for New England. Mac Hollins, also a relative deep threat as well. Rashid Shaheed, he's down to 350 on DK because their promo was longest touchdown, so obviously they're going to be shading the obvious deep threat there. But one guy I'm interested in, unless I missed it, I didn't see his odds. What are we getting for Marcus Jones? 22 to 1. Now, this is going to be a very ugly kind of thought process. He is a returner. Seattle bad in the return game. Defensive player. Obviously, that makes things very difficult. Now, is 22 to 1 a actual good price here? I think no shot in hell, but I think that that's actually probably on the table for the promo. So worth considering. But while we're here, I want to look at a two-legger. Helani ATD, I'm glad you mentioned that because I'm very intrigued by Helani props. I'm writing them down because we'll take a deeper dive into Helani props. But I just added Booty to bet slip on FanDuel just because I am interested in Booty, and let's just do this now. I saw some film Twitter, and it was talking about how on outside plays that 3v1 stacks that the Seahawks allow a lot of like fade routes here, and Booty some receiving yards could definitely be intriguing. Some alternates, of course. Drake May's passing props at like 220, so obviously not expecting a ton now. Like Booty's at 30.5. Obviously, this is a low number. Let's look at some alternates here. Like what is a 50 plus? Like what are we getting odds wise here for Kayshon Booty? Plus 235 at FanDuel. Not amazing. I'll add this to a slip of DK because we have the SGP boost, but I'm definitely a little bit intrigued by 50 plus for Booty as well as his touchdown. We can always, of course, and we can right now, like flip back to FTN here. So yeah, first touchdown score, we're betting them, brother. Trust me. I'll look at that right after. We'll definitely be betting. I have some Booty with the DraftKings promo that was offered on Wednesday. They did a happy hour boost, so I got that at 30 to 1, but I will bet two more right now. Absolutely. But looking at FTN here, this is all season, regular season, of course. Can't spell. You spell Booty. There we go. Overall, I just want to take a quick look on the season. See, 35, 551, and 6. Now, this it seemed like it was better. Only averaging 40 yards a game. Not that that matters at any time, but like I'm just saying, like it did seem like he had a better season. I guess like all considering like everything, this is like a decent season, pretty decent season. Did seem like it was a little bit better. And let me see Mac Hollins. I'm also curious too. Like, okay, because he got same snap share more or less. One game more. Still averaging around the 30 mark. So all these guys are in like that same realm. So it's like, who do you anticipate to get some love? And I actually like Booty potential better. And he actually just dropped the 340 on the touchdown odds. But I'm going to add his 50 plus onto my DK slip because I'm going to try to build out this DraftKings SGP boost, and then we'll finalize some first touchdowns here because that's a process that we're very familiar with here. Receiving yards, Booty. Where's Booty? I can't see. There we go. 50 plus 220. Yes, it's worse than FanDuel. As we see here, it is worse than FanDuel, but we are going to be boosting it, and I don't see a SGP boost on FanDuel, so we'll lock that in. But let's go to anytime touchdown quickly. I want to look at Helani's odds. Putin called out Helani. I haven't even dove in. I saw some of his other prop odds that intrigued me, but let's look at his touchdown. Can't spell George Helani. Anytime. See, it's probably worth the sprinkle. I mean, KW, like at this point, though, I don't know why they would take him off the field. Like, honestly, like there's just no need to take him off the field. Another prop I want to check quickly because this might be a quick add to the lay and just move on with our day. And we're definitely going to try to get to 10 to 1, of course. Rushing yards. What's Shaheed? See, this is the thing, right? It's 4.5, and obviously you can go under in that price. I mean, at DraftKings, this is a good price. So I'm adding this without hesitation right now. I'm not gonna lie. Shaheed 5 plus minus 104. This is great. So we're already at plus 495 with the Booty 50 plus and the Shaheed 5 plus rushing yards. So let's find one more leg, get to 10 to 1. Let's even check the EV calculator quickly, see if there's a quick snag we could just throw in there and not need to think twice about from an EV standpoint. At DK, though, as we know, obviously EV is going to be very limited at this point. As we see, the filter is not even loading because there might just be nothing on the board, which is like very possible compared to our filters. PTO could be lagging a bit, but I don't even think that's the case. I think it actually is like there's no EV, which again isn't a PTO problem. That is just a Super Bowl Sunday where we are in the market timing problem, which isn't really a problem, just the facts. But another prop that I actually do like as well, and then we're gonna lock it in. Let's do this with the boost, depending on the price. But I want to bet some Darnold rush under. Now I know it's Super Bowl. Quarterbacks are always, running for their lives in the Super Bowl, or are willing to, make that dive into the end zone, make that rush, make that etc. But I don't know if that is even just Darnold's game whatsoever. I mean, we know it's not. um, do a quick price check. That's going to be the difference here. But minus 106, I mean, is pretty solid. What do you think about Bobo anytime tutty? Let's take a look at Bobo quickly. Again, like, we know that he's finally scored that touchdown. He's barely gotten any burn, any love, any target, like straight market. I'm not going to sit here and say it's a good bet. Actually, like, it probably isn't a good bet. However, like, we're talking Super Bowl, bro. If you want to take your shot on Jake Bobo, like, people love to take their shots on, like, use checks in the Super Bowl and whoever the guys deep down the boards are. I'm not hating on it. I mean, I'm actually curious. Let's quickly pull it up, because we know his production in the regular season was essentially nada, but I'm very curious just like what his snap has looked like, because yes, he has those quick he has that tutty, but we're still looking at a guy in Bobo playing 21% of the snaps, 3 targets, 2 catches, just one happening to be a touchdown. Like, maybe they get him involved on some trickery. I know the Patriots also have some guys in their on their skill positions that could be potentials to throw the football out of, obviously that's not Drake May. Like Bobo, like at 11-1 for 21% of snaps, like it's probably not terrible, but yeah, just not a guy who's going to be getting a ton of high volume whatsoever. Honestly, anytime touchdown. What if we add, because we have the Booty, we have the Shaheed, if we just add a Walker anytime? I know it's the chalkiest chalk, but I do still love it. Gets us to 9-10. That's like really not honestly attractive enough. So I'm gonna get rid of that for the lay here. So I still have that in the slip. Booty 50 receiving yards, Shaheed rushing yards. Now let's go back to the main level here. But we got to get some 2-leg touchdowns going as well. Take a couple of correct scores probably also as well. I'm interested in MVP first touchdowns. I just want to finish up this leg quickly. Not doing us any favors here with the lack of anything EV at MGM, at Caesars right now. But honestly, let's look at some Holani. Let's go back to Holani here, because I think in a receiving role, he actually might be very valuable right now. So I think Holani receptions, it's 2+, right? Yeah, 143 though. It's just a bad price. This got steamed big time. Let's even look at the market here. See how this moved. That under is a mega sweat. LOL, if they get blown out in any, that weather will find a way to score just like KC. Yeah, like the thing is, bro, like I don't blame you, but I feel that, which is why I kind of like gave my like thoughts as about why I could think it go both ways as well. And we've kind of getting some love with that profile pick. I don't disagree, because there have been how many times this year? I think it was twice this year, which obviously isn't a lot, but contextually, when you play 17 games, is a lot, where we bet on unders for the Seahawks in Seahawks games, and the game still went over, even though the opponent only scored like 3 to 7 points, because Seattle just absolutely dominated them. I think one was definitely the Falcons game. One was actually, I think, the Texans game as well, when that one just flew over when they played. So I see that, and I know it happened to me. It happened to us. But this Holani, I'm this now at 1.5 at this high of juice that we saw is now not attractive. Unfortunately, I know I said we're not going to be like harping too much on price because it's the Super Bowl, and harping too much on price is never a fool's errand, but like, we got to be realistic about the time and when we're betting and what we're doing here. But I'm still gonna shop for best prices, especially because there's Holani being at this price, 143. I don't think it's really too hot. But another thing that actually, what if we just bet the under in this slip? 12-1. Okay. 3 legs, 30% boost, 1560 done. So okay. No $5 max bet, whatever. Easy. Let's look at first touchdowns now, because I just locked this in. Booty 50 receiving yards, under 45.5. Shaheed 5+ rushing yards. Now seems very doable. Very doable. Shaheed, again, like I think that's a good look, because like even if they don't run the ball, like, and yeah, it's 5 yards for a guy who might get 1 carry, might get 2. You gotta hope that with his speed and the designs from Kubiak that right now, like, this is, the best that they can get here. But let's do a quick first touchdown run because first tutties, we know our process here. We know what we like to do. We know how we like to get after them. So let's just see what we find, and it'll be pretty quick to pop out. And we also got to use all of the promos. What am I looking for? Player prop. First tutty, beautiful. All right, straight market right now. Now Barner at 365. That is straight market right there at 14-1. That's a pretty good look. We'll keep looking here because I'm at 365, but if you do right there, that's a beautiful look. Hooper, circa dominating price here. And also they're having a pretty deeper board than some of these guys is kind of funny for today. Cooper Kupp, best price. Drake May at 17-1, 18-1 is interesting. So Drake May is on the short list here. Arroyo at 60-1. He might not even play in the football game, so I can't say I like it. But that being said, Arroyo is interesting to me because he is a very athletic guy who they might get into the mix. Like, let's even look quickly. What's his snap count been in the playoffs? Has he even been playing? I don't see him, bro. Has he even gotten any snaps? Is there page 2 here? No, this is a page 1. I'm not surprised if he hasn't played because I know he hasn't played a ton, but I guess he hasn't played at all. Listen, no, he hasn't played at all. It's been Barner, 87% of snaps, so that checks out there. And from a price, that's why it also looks very good. He's been on the field. That's also playoffs only, by the way. Gray Zabel, freaking first round lineman, excuse me, offensive lineman. Circus price again for a first tutty. I mean, shout out to Benson and co. I respect. Shout out to them for doing that. Bobo 60-1 there. AEC, if you're gonna bet the Bobo, right? Like I think for the sweat, you're so much better off betting the 60-1 first. And honestly, I'll just check this for you too. Maybe even a first team touchdown. Now, not a market that we like try to really bet, but like, yeah, we'll check it out, see if it's curious. JSN TD lock of the day. Honestly, no disagreements for me. And let's look at some MVP prices too. Maybe we can find the MVP down the board at Kalshi. Obviously, you guys line shop your other books here that you have, but let's is this first team touchdown? What's Bobo? 33-1. So AC, if you're still around, I think if you're gonna bet some Bobo, I think go the more fun route, bet a first team even at 33-1. Obviously, does lower the pool of times you can score and win that bet, but I think that's from a more bang for the buck perspective. I think that's probably the better bet to make on Bobo. All right, so let's find these first touchdowns. I mean, we didn't even get the JSN yet. Got lost in the Bobo sauce. JSN 575. You guys know how I love to bet first tutties, but in the playoffs and then especially in the Super Bowl, like a little chalk at 575 for like a JSN is not bad. We have this at 30-1 with the boost, so like we're sitting on just EV gold mine. Obviously, still massive long odd bet, doesn't matter. So we're just dominating the prices, so we might have to mix it around a bit and just bet some things that like aren't our normal setup here because it just doesn't exist unless you have 365. Travion. Now he's like not gonna play, but it's just so odd and so hard to not bet him at 27-1 with circa 22-1. Even knowing that he is not, let's just go to the numbers, bro. We don't need to even speculate. Let's just look at the playoff numbers and how it's been kind of clear that they're, I'm not going to say he's flowing out of favor. Kid's a rook and variable, obviously dealing with rooks. You know, we've done with Derrick Henry, et cetera. Like, not sitting here and saying that Travion's toasted. 25% of snaps in these games. When it comes to the red zone, only one red zone rush. Goal line has been Ramondre in that one goal line. They only had one goal line run this postseason. Supposedly, obviously, Drake May has that rushing touchdown, but it wasn't goal line. Technically, it gives like 5 yards out. I know. I mean, like the point of having the very specific like goal line versus whatever is to like get really nuanced with your data. So, shout out to FTM, but I do wish there was like one more little addition there that like kind of broke it down like 1 yard, 5 yard, 10 yards, so we could just get a little bit more nuance. I think they actually have that at Football Reference though. I'm not going to dive into that. But nah, Travion, like it's more. I think it's more of like a dream at that point. Like you're just baiting everything. DGen Lays Harrison first TD with JSN for 2. Like I don't hate it, bro, because honestly, he still had gotten into the getting like his EPA is getting like that much more smoked, but like they trust Stevenson and like a guy who's fumbled so much. But Travion still bad in pass pro. Still a dog in the making, go Bucks. I'm not definitely not hating on Travion. And this is the first touchdown Seattle. I mean, Circa won't price this, but they'll price a freaking Zabel. They'll price a Gray Zabel for a study, but they won't price a DST unless he's just not showing up here, which is just funny. So we're not gonna get our prices. This is gonna come out of straight like what we think is gonna happen. So I'm glad we have the booty because I actually love that booty bet. Pause. But we're going to let's see. Let's go back to Barner because I think that his pricing just really made sense here. Where's AJ? 14-1. So we're gonna get best. If you have Bet 365, this is just really a great price. Fanatics and the Score, which is formerly known as ESPN Bet. Great bets there. I'm going Barner for my Seahawk, and we can bet one more. Now, if you didn't bet the booty with me on Wednesday, just couldn't make stream, obviously no worries. At 20-1, I still honestly would sprinkle. Booty was a perfect storm of I liked the boost got us massive EV, and I liked it. So I'm down to have 3 first touchdowns today because this will be our second now because I'm betting Barner and I'm in. But with that being said, like I was just saying there, I do like booty at 20-1, even if you did not get in. And again, we still have the boost to use, king of the end zones and all that. Longest touchdowns, obviously. Again, we have some thoughts on who that could be, but when it comes to the FanDuel first touchdown versus last touchdown, a little bit of different gamesmanship there. So let's go back to anytime touchdown odds here. And we still will bet some 2-leg touchdowns for fun. Definitely want to take a look at some Kalshi markets because I have to bet at Kalshi for trade at Kalshi, excuse me, for any fun props. But I just still am not familiar with this interface enough because there's markets I want to see and I don't know, but we could search for example, MVP, Pro Football Championship MVP. That is what this is. It is the big game, the Pro Football Championship. Definitely not the Super Bowl if you aren't able to call it that. Darnold, chalk, May, of course, number 2 there. Not surprising whatsoever. Can you guys? I'm going to zoom out a bit for my sake. Hopefully, you guys can still see. Pop Douglas first touchdown. We'll take a quick look. Just wanted to peep this quickly, but Stevenson 3%. Don't hate because we have obviously seen running backs win and do this. Though, of course, if the quarterback play is significantly worse, like we saw with Mahomes and who was the running back, we all know have the 2 tutties. Still give it to Mahomes. People will probably still salty about that. Why can't I remember the running back's name? But deep down the board here, DeMarcus Lawrence, fun and probably worth a little bit of a sprinkle. Why are we lagging in here? Come on, Kalshi. Look at DeMarcus Lawrence. I don't want to bet it. I just want to take a look. Leonard Williams, even 2. Witherspoon. Now, where are some Patriot defenders? Because we're seeing a lot of Seahawks defenders, but I think the Patriots still can be there. I mean, booty, no. Yeah, should we bet on Brock Purdy to win the Super Bowl MVP? Where's Marcus Jones? Marcus Jones is interesting to me also. Honestly, I'll even do this. I'm logged into Kalshi on my phone. I'm going to bet some Marcus Jones just because he has the ability to score on a kickoff and maybe have an interception or something. So I'm actually going to bet a guy. I'm going to bet Marcus Jones. He's to me, because what is he, less than 1%. We're going to get some great value. But then you have Shaheed at 2%. I think it makes sense that there is just a straight 1% difference there. But I'm still willing to kind of bet that on Marcus Jones here. So I'm gonna get a little bit crazy here. I'm gonna bet some Marcus Jones. MVP, Pro Football Championship MVP, 76 more. Marcus Jones. And also I have some other bets I took on Kalshi. I'll pull them up in a second here. But I want to bet this Marcus Jones. I think that because of the kicking game, It just gives opportunity. Like, and the defensive game, like what you could bet 5 to win a couple G's here, like not a couple G's, a couple hundred. Let's see, what is the payout here? Blind 1%, 5 to win 476, right? Like if you want to throw $5, like I think it's honestly really just worth it there. Let's pull a Pop Douglas for you. Put in, and Kalshi gave her CBD middles against other books. Just an FYI, cleaned up this weekend. Awesome, bro. I appreciate that insight. That's a great to know, because I'm going to definitely be betting some more CBB, some more Kalshi in the last couple of days. I have actually been working on some Kalshi stuff as well as some CBB, some more live stuff for the content that I'll be cranking. Also, some great videos coming up, but good to know. Also, shout to you cleaning it up, bro. I love that. I love that you're taking the middles and running with them. That's great. Let's go back to you putting here Pop Douglas. My B. First touchdown. Obviously, Pop. I want to check his playing time as well, because I know it's always been low. Like Pop's been dominating playing time at all, but I won't switch my screen. We'll just call it out right now. But Pop Douglas playing 23.9% of snaps this postseason, 5 targets, 3 catches, 39. For a tutty, yards per target, 7.8 yards, 13 yards per reception, 60% catch rate, equating to in the playoffs 1 target a game, 1 catch a game, 13 yards a game. So just some data for anybody interested in Pop. And his price for first is 25 to 1. But look at the market. Yeah, DraftKings it is. I'm going to bet some Pop Douglas. So I like that. So those are my first touchdowns. I have AJ Barner, Douglas with the boost. Booty with the boost, and now Pop Douglas straight. Where'd he go? Where's Pop Douglas go? 35 to 1. Looking at the market, that's a great bet. Great call I put in. Great find, and I'm betting this right now. And all right, 3 first touchdowns, 1 Seahawks, 2 Patriots, 1 boost. That is more than enough for me here. Let me get there. View more. First tutty, Pop Douglas. Where did he go? There he goes. All right, king of the end zones are still not haunting us, but staring us down, getting ready for it. They know what we do with them. They know we hit them. And Super Bowl, I mean, we know the bonus bets really up the prize pools, but obviously bonus bet pools are going to be low, especially if they are guys like KW or JSN scoring those first tutties, which is very possible. We're going to use both boosts on anytime touchdowns as well. First and last at FanDuel, longest at DK. A little bit of gamesmanship for both, but again, with a situation like this, I think we are just there are going to be some plays that are higher EV than others, but I think that we're splitting a bit of hairs here. Like for example, Shaheed on DraftKings is just like definitely the move, regardless of the fact that they're purposely like suppressing his odds. But really not as bad. Did that move? I think that was worse earlier. It did. It was. I saw it was 350. Now it's 360. But obviously Shaheed is that deep threat. Obviously JSN is JSN. I'm like, Booty's at 350. Okay, I'm betting Booty. This is done. 350 to market. This moved. This was not 350. 325. Oh, it was. What were you then? Wow, I feel like this wasn't it. It was 370. What am I looking at? Oh, that was this morning. I wasn't even looking at. So, okay. Let's do this, because I don't want to be overestimating Booty's average depth of target or anything like that. So I want to just confirm what his ADOT kind of looks like to decide whether to use this boost on FanDuel or DraftKings for which promo to use for Booty, if we're going for deep receiving or we're going for first or last. Kind of just a guess there. But deep throws, targets of 20 plus. Dig's still there, but Booty and Hollins are both tied there. And let's just see if there's a higher catch rate. I mean, I think that this is a very variance, as you see Hooper hopping up there. Booty much higher than Hollins, though. Where is Hollins even? Hollins is a 33.3, so it's either like you're expecting a little bit of regression to the mean for Hollins being a good thing for Mac, or going with Pop. And overall targets on the season, it was 65 to 46. All right, so I think it's pretty clear. Booty is better for DraftKings. for the longest. And I think that Mac Hollins is definitely on my radar for FanDuel. Now, again, I know that, and let me just, I'm putting this in for Booty. King of the End Zone, yes, view all, just to confirm for you guys. Minimum $5 bet and longest touchdown wins. Booty, I'm in. Now, again, obviously, as somebody who likes the Seahawks and the whole world on the Seahawks and likes the under, betting a lot of Patriot touchdowns. I just think that's where the value is. The Seahawks are just such a funnel, as we know, and we'll see what Shaheed can do. I think Shaheed could be a massive game changer. I know a lot of people have some Shaheed MVP, which I like, but that's why we took the Marcus Jones is to kind of like buck that, and we're going for a lot more fun stuff there. But where's my open bets on Kalshi? I'm just so bad at using Kalshi. All right, Marcus Jones done. Two, I put $2 in accident. I want to put 5. I'll put 3 more, but there we go. Marcus Jones, not overextending my bankroll on a defensive player to score a touchdown. Yeah, we're having some fun, but that's it. So we have Booty, Pop. I'll check the EV screen, see if there's anything flashing quick, see if we can get a quick, very good bet in while we wait. So this combi has been odd, man. Combi has been willing to be off market on this Drake May all day. Now, this is an alternate line showing clear EV, even dropped and still clear EV. At combi, if you have a combi, I probably would bet this even at alt. I would honestly like the base price as well. Stevenson, Henderson, yeah, we're in the twos already. We're not finding anything. I see if a quick touchdown stuff popped up here. Mac Hollins at Fanatics. Now, all 3 of these are actually really good. All 3 of them. Give me 1 sec. Sorry. Yeah, no, from the top. So this Hollins is really good. This Barner is really good, and this Travion is worth it. Now we're into like some low EVs here. It's probably not worth it, but if you have Fanatics, honestly, no brainer. Right here on the Hollins and the Barner, 280 to 235. Yeah. Like honestly, I'm just gonna do that right now. Let's just do this and let's just add one because I like both those legs and I like where they're at. I'm gonna just do this and just see where the price is. 17 to 1. That's it there. I think it would be a little bit more. Let's check it out on FanDuel quickly. One sec. All right, sorry. FanDuel quickly. Touchdown scores, Barner and Hollins. Let's see what the odds are best at. Yeah, it's better at DK. DK is 17 to 1 for this. So I'm betting this. Barner, Mac Hollins. 2 just long shots, touchdowns. We have Barner first, and still Mac Hollins is my leader in the clubhouse for the is leader of the clubhouse to use the King of the End Zone 4 on FanDuel. All right. All right, so we'll use this boost, then we'll just call it here. So we got that Barner Hollins. Let's look at one more. We'll do one more duo that we could find. We have Barner Hollins. We have from Wednesday stream, which is we got a little bit of CLV. I still recommend betting it. I would still bet it. Shaheed Diggs. So those are our 4 now. Obviously, it doesn't leave us without any of the chalk that we have yet to bet. But honestly, it's just straight science. Let's just do a quick. Like, what if you just did this? All right. And then we did this. I'm just curious what it would look like. I think I'd look a little bit better, honestly. I think I expect it to be a little bit better than that. Again, very degen look, but we're just building the slip just out of curiosity here. 3 chalks in and under. Out of curiosity, 31 to 33. So still not terrible. I mean, maybe my pricing's off. Maybe my pricing's off, but that seems like it should be better. which I'm not surprised by whatsoever. Alrighty. Let me read through what we have just to remind myself and you guys. We have Barner Hollins anytime, Marcus Jones MVP, Booty anytime, king of the end zone, Pop Douglas first, Barner first, SGP, Booty 50 plus, under 45.5, Shaheed 5+ rushing yards, under 45.5, Shaheed Diggs anytime. Correct score, Seahawks 24, Patriots 10. Booty first touchdown and Seahawks money line. All right, boys, I'm going to open the floor out to you guys. If you have anything you guys really want to dive into outside of this boost, because otherwise, I think we have more than enough here to, enjoy a Super Bowl here. Correct score that I took is great. Actually, let me pull up some Kalshi markets that I took really quick. Let's do that because I was giving these plays. I forgot by who. These are straight up. Yeah, who will perform with the big game? Who will perform? I would not recommend tailing necessarily. Maybe for a little bit because I was giving these plays. Like I said, I did not. I don't know. I think it was Pizzola, honestly, in the group chat who sent them. I'll check. But either way, it was more just like what he played based on probably what the market was telling him. I don't know if he has any inside info. Not going to make any claims for that, but I know he mentioned this to our chat. And out of respect to him, I'm taking. But we bet no on Cardi B to perform. Yes, I know Diggs is there and Bad Bunny, but let me confirm my portfolio. I bet no on Cardi B. I bet yes on Lady Gaga. And this, even with I laid the juice. So just to be clear. And I bet yes on Ricky Martin as well. This was lower when I bet it at as well, 78%. So I did get some line value, but just in case anyone's curious for some fun shit that I did bet yes, no on these top three here for Super Bowl performances who will come out. Obviously that Barner got away here. A Holani with EV at 610. You're still here. Whoever called out Holani earlier, it was put in. This is best price here by a wide margin, 2.2% EV. Worth it. And honestly makes me kind of interested in what about like this? What if this is like what would this be? Where's George? A little K dub, and yeah, that's just criminal 9-1. Saying that should be 9-1. I don't buy that at all. But just again, we're probably not betting this regardless, but curious. 817, bro. Are they joking? There's just no way. I know they're pricing in some correlation, expecting a good ground game, but like you gotta take the thoughts of one score. I know KW is minus 185, but that seems terrible from a price perspective. I'm sorry. Sorry, FanDuel, with your dog prices. I'm not gonna bet into your nonsense. First or last for FanDuel. Let's just do the final boop there. Player prop, anytime tutty. Let me just confirm they didn't change the rules on me. That'd be something FanDuel would do. Offer the same promo every single day of the year until the Super Bowl. They offer a different one. Let's see. Yes, it is first and last touchdown. $3 million for first, $3 million for last. I mean, shout out to them. Honestly, Books did a really good job with the promos this year. I'll give credit where it's due. These jackpots that FanDuel and DraftKings ran were really really good promos for the people. It's the least they could do, but give them credit where it's due. Anytime touchdown, we're looking at FanDuel mostly here. Now, we're not going to be too price sensitive, more of what we like. Now, this cup is kind of interesting. Not that I have a real feel for cup, but I like the narrative factor for cup if we want to play some qualitative handicapping / nonsense saying. I have a feeling about cup for whatever that is worth, more or less nothing. Drake Thomas, Chisholm, who might even be playing. Yeah, Circa Penny not pricing whatsoever. This is a first or last, so get a little bit of gamesmanship as well. We are pricing that in mentally at the very least. I mean, JSN. We want some plus chicken here. We have Booty for longest. KW for most rec yards. I'm crazy. I don't think you're that crazy, and I'm glad you brought that up, brother, because I'm checking out those markets right after this. Because I love checking that out, but I don't think that's crazy. Also, look at while I'm doing this, if you want, look at Shaheed most rush yards and tell me what you see for a price there, because you know that we have some fun. We might have to look at some stuff, because in the same way KW can take a screen 90, he could take a run 90, and that might be hard against two of these run defenses for these running backs, even with high volume, to get there, regardless of game state, and if Seattle's like beating the brakes off them. Stephon Diggs, we have him in a lay already. It doesn't matter. Longest touchdown, or first or last, Patriots D or Seattle D. I mean, they're not even pricing them, so never mind. We need FanDuel here. Stevenson, maybe. I'm interested in Mac Hollins, bro. I think I have to do Mac Hollins. Like I'm doing Mac Hollins first or last. I like the overall like width we have on Patriots. Now, again, the Patriots could score 10 points, 1 touchdown, which I have them taking. I bet that. Patriots under team totals and as well are like good looking bets, but I think we're just getting some value here. So I'm going Mac Hollins on the jackpot. So that's all of the promos at the FanDuel and DraftKings, of course. Use if you guys have promos at MGM or whatever, Caesars, I'm sure they have. Okay, let me know. Don't plan on streaming for too much longer because we have all the fun stuff we wanted, but we'll just keep ripping because we're getting after it. So that's Mac Hollins. And let's pull up those most receiving yard markets. I'm just going to stick to FanDuel. Obviously, we'll actually don't need to stick to FanDuel. What am I talking about? PTO has it right here. Most receiving yards. Barner, Hooper, Kupp. Great price for Kupp in terms of market. To me, there's no shot in hell Cooper Kupp has the most touches. I wish unders were offered, even though it'd be a lot to lay to win a little. I don't think there's any shot in hell Cooper Kupp is a leading receiver in this football game. I think that would take a lot. Hunter Henry, interesting because Seattle definitely does allow some love to tight ends. And obviously we know the rapport they have there. So Hunter Henry at most receiving yards at 12-1. Definitely worth a little consideration there. Bobo, no. JSN, the chalk. I mean, naturally, KW at 33-1. Now I'm seeing Wolfcotto your vision because that's a pretty impressive price, honestly. Would take a lot. The Heat at 20-1 is also kind of sexy. Mac Hollins at 20-1, interesting. Diggs at 8-1, like not that, like it's not explosive enough for me, I don't think. Honestly, if I'm betting anything here, it is for most receiving, it is Hunter Henry at where'd he go? 12-1. I mean, it's not like amazing to market or anything like that. It is good to market. I don't even know if you could bet this in New York. I feel like probably because it's Super Bowl. Let's just pull it up. See what we get when we pull it up. It's gonna make me hunt for it then. I don't care enough. It's not that EV, if it even is EV. Players receiving. See if they just have it right here. Most receiving yards first half, most receiving yards first quarter. First quarter receiving yards 20+. All right, so it's not just like right here. I'm not diving into that too deep, but I'm just curious pricing, and we'll check rushing yards too. Because I want to see what Shaheed is. Most rushing yards. Most rushing yards. Now Drake May, 6-1. I wish it was higher because I'd actually kind of be intrigued by Drake May most rushing. KW obvious chalk. Shaheed 60-1 is hilarious. And this Finax 100-1 is definitely interesting and probably worthwhile as well. And let's just do one more now. I know I don't have like any crazy fun props like Gatorade color or longest whatever. We have halftime performers. We have MVP out of the blue. We have game lines. We have touchdown lays. We have first tutties. We have correct scores. We're chilling. I don't know what I'm saying. Now I definitely want some Drake May touchdown exposure. Honestly, now let's just even look at that straight. See the best price there. The guy's literally a running back. Obviously not, but we know he runs the football and is willing. Not going to disrespect Drake May like that, but he does have the sauce on the wheels here. but Circa is best price at 335, which is annoying because as much as I just want to bet it anyway, I know that's such a bad price. Such a bad price. Then it's like, okay, sure, I'll parlay it because we're betting on the Super Bowl, but like, is that really it? Is that really it? Probably not. Let's go back to first there because maybe I'll sprinkle one more first touchdown, maybe first team touchdown. Let's check the odds. I remember it wasn't too amazing, hence why we didn't play it yet because obviously I'm interested in Drake May. 18 to 1 at 365 is pretty solid. Pretty solid that I'm looking at right here. I'm going to try to build something around Drake May. Honestly, I want to bet some Drake May touchdown. I want exposure. I already decided. Hollins 50 plus, like I'm down to add it. I obviously went Booty over Hollins in the lay, but I'm not opposed to Hollins. I think it is like an either or with one of them there. And even Diggs's number is very low on receiving yards. I mean, just pull it up quickly. Obviously, these are alt yards, you know what we're talking about, but baselines are very low. But I could definitely look into some Hollins and get some exposure there because I don't have any. We have touchdown exposure, but I think yards are probably ideal. Where's Mac? Yeah, 26.5 is his base price. Let it load a bit. There we go. Mac, let's see, 50 plus 49.5. 350. See how that has moved. Hasn't really. Oh, from open, it's gotten shot up. Then shot back down. It's a little bit of two-way action there on Hollins. Let me look at this. I'm just gonna pull up FanDuel quickly. What if we did this? We'll go to I want alternate lines here. I want the let me zoom out here. Hopefully you guys can still see. I want to see the 50 plus for Hollins. And what about this? Shaheed 50 plus. Now are we talking? Now are we talking? And if we even did this, now definitely don't need both of those. I'm going to build this on DK quickly while we think about this. But any takers in chat there on that? Let's see what the odds are on DK for the same exact thing. Out of curiosity here, definitely don't need to bet this. Definitely not necessarily trying to, but this is science. It's 41 to 1 on DK, but it's 50 to 1 here. I'm going to bet this for no other reason than I want to. That's not a good thing, but you guys know the drill. I don't need to preach to the boys who know. And if you don't know, just know that we're responsibly being degenerates right this second. I'm betting this. Yep. Okay. And I'm going to also be that annoying guy, and I'm going to do like a Shaheed and Booty is 986. So that's not 10 to 1, which bothers me for no other reason. That's what I'm saying, bro. This looks like we might be onto something here. So I bet it. So just to confirm, I'm in on this 50 burger, all in all. But I want to see if it's worth betting like a two of these. Just pull DK here because I have it on my phone. So if I take out, let's see if just Shaheed and okay, so just Shaheed and Booty here at 50 plus is 10 to 1 on DK. And then now Shaheed and Hollins is 13 to 1. Check FanDuel. Because on FanDuel, reuse selections. On FanDuel, just Shaheed and Hollins is 1478. So Shaheed Hollins better at FanDuel, betting that as well. And then Booty Shaheed is better here at 10-1. Okay. So Ben Booty Shahid. So I bet all three of those versions, but we got the big one in. Booty Shahid. Props. Booty Shahid 50 plus 10-1. Beautiful. Okay. And I just used my we have bonus bets still from our Cooper Flag King of the Court. Because if you guys haven't been tuned to NBA streams, yeah, we've only had 4 NBA streams ready to hit a King of the Court because we're animals. But I just used the 33% bonus bet, $33, bonus bet we got from that Cooper Flag KOTC on that Booty Shahid duo at 10-1. Why? Honestly, can't tell you. But Holland Shahid Booty, that's a beautiful one. Let's see if I one more. I mean, I want Drake May touchdown, so this is what we'll wrap up on. I'll find a pairing for Drake May anytime. The odds suck, and it's annoying, and I hate it. However, a quarterback running it. A quarterback, and again, I honestly, just for no other reason than I want to prove a point that I don't need to prove because nobody's even debating me. But I just want to confirm it. I just want to show you guys, just in case you were curious how Drake May's running really has been. I know you guys are all familiar. I'm sure it's been all over X and whatever we're consuming media with these days. But Drake May, where is it? Advanced filter. All I want is freaking position. I know it exists because I've seen it a million times. Position. There we go. Filter. Position equals QB. Rushing attempts. Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Drake May. Red zone. Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Trevor Lawrence, Jackson CTE Dart, Drake May. Goal line, only 3. They have a big contingent there, but we know the numbers here. Nobody again needed that lesson right there, but I figured I'd give it anyway. Drake May running the football. We hit on him in the Denver game. Anytime. That was beautiful. And I'm going back to the well. And yes, it is funny having so many Patriot touchdowns in a game where I think the Seahawks do win reliably here. But it's just where it is. 3-1, 3-1. I'll build them both on FanDuel DK. We'll start with that as the first leg. We'll find one more leg, and we'll just do a 2-legger. I guess it's 10-1. For no other reason than 10-1 just feels sexy. All right, so I'm adding May to both my slips quickly, and we'll find one more leg to pair with him. In a little 2-leg touchdown. Doesn't have to be a touchdown, but parlayed with Drake May touchdown. Where is he? Here, 3-1. Okay. Alrighty here. All right. Let's find a leg. So we have them both loaded, ready to go. We're now from a straight touchdown. I mean, Arroyo's kind of crazy. Like Jay said, like we're not gonna get what we want with chalk. What's Cooper Kupp? 255 to 270. I think a Drake May Cooper Kupp. Because it's a 12-1 on DK. Drake May Cooper Kupp is 1203. So 3 cents better on FanDuel. That's going to be the last one. We're going to go with the 2 exotic whites here. Drake May Cooper Kupp. I also love that Mac Hollins thing that we just took, that Mac Hollins Shahid Booty. Like, I think that's going to be our lucky stars right there. What am I doing here? Right here, Drake May Cooper Kupp. Let's call it. But again, the real money I have here is on the under and on Seattle. So these are all obviously the fun bets here. But if the Patriots win and the game goes over, I'm not going to be happy. Not going to be happy at all. But it's all in the game, so I'm not going to lose sleep over it. But that's it. That's it, boys. Let me run through what we got here. It's been an hour. Perfect timing. Love that. Love that we got a fresh hour ripped in here. Let me rip through every play that we've taken. I got to add this last one to tracking really quick, and I'll read them all out for the boys. So we're good to go here. All right. Two-legger, May Cup, touchdown. Two-legger, Booty, Shaheed, 50-plus receiving yards. Two-legger, Shaheed, Hollins, 50-plus receiving yards. Three-legger, Hollins, Shaheed, Booty, all 50-plus receiving yards. Touchdown jackpot, FanDuel, Hollins. Two-legger, Hollins, Barner. Marcus Jones, MVP. Booty, anytime touchdown, DraftKings in the end zone. Pop Douglas, AJ Barner, first touchdown. Three-leg lay, Booty receiving yards, 50-plus. Shaheed, 5-plus rushing, under 45.5. Under 45.5. Seahawks money line. Shaheed touchdown, Diggs touchdown parlay. Correct score. Seahawks 24, Patriots 10. Now again, a ton of Patriots touchdowns scattered there for a correct score of 20-10, but at plus 110,000. I'm not expecting that correct score to get home, boys. But guys, have an amazing day today. Have fun with the fans, fam, whoever you watch the Super Bowl with. I really hope you guys have an amazing one. Let's cash some tickets. Hopefully these bets hit, your fun bets hit, you hit some pools, you make some money. And I'll be back on Tuesday with Ryan, streaming some NBA, and the NFL season is officially in the books. I also have a lot of content ready to go out live on YouTube. I just need to finish recording some of it, and other of it is good to go. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and like that button on the stream. This was an amazing pre-Super Bowl stream, and all because of you guys. You guys helped the channel grow, and I appreciate you all. So I will see you guys on Tuesday. I might have a new upload actually tomorrow, but definitely on stream Tuesday. Have a great day, and peace, boys. Have a good one.